Mm. Mm. These crackers are good. Good crackers.
What the fuck are you eating? The cracker eating crackers, man. You just made yourself a meme, bro. A digital meme. You're out there now, bro. You are out there. Nah, man. We're just fucking around. You're Manila. That's
my
the new word. Manila.
my oh man.
If you're not a if you're a soft white dude, you ain't down with the cause and the community and the culture and your culture, you're just called
What?
vanilla. But if you're down with it, you're in the club, Dev. You're Manila.
Oh, Manila. You're Manila. Word. I'm glad I could be your Nilla.
Manila.
Oh yeah.
What's
Mm.
going on, bro?
Not a whole heck of a lot, as you can see, man. I have just raided the food supply that my nieces left over here at this place. So I got crackers and I got Kool-Aid jammers. Yeah, the Capri Sun little packets. Yeah. Mm.
Well, that's the good thing about when kids are around, there's snacks. There's always those quick snacks you could grab and eat on the run or whatever you got to do.
Right, and that's also the perks of like getting with a milf.
Get with a MILF, eh? Yeah, heck yeah.
You
And
get
if the kid's bad, if the kid's bad, and the way you get back at him is you drink all of his juice boxes on the way out the door.
at the door, and you're like, oh yeah, by the way, little Timmy.
Yeah. You giving me shit all the time? They say the kid says to you, my dad is said you can't be over here. Yeah? Well, I'm drinking all your juice boxes and your gummy worms. I don't know.
I'm, I'm,
Straight up.
I can't. I'm trying to choke on crackers.
Straight
Oh,
up, man.
oh man, listen. Um, yeah, no, but I was gonna say with the whole milf thing, you get up in her panties, and then you get up in her pantries.
In your panties and pantries?
You get up in her
sounds
panties, and then you get up in her pantries.
that sounds like a new song, yo, or a mixtape title. Yeah,
No,
panties and pantries.
it's a line. I'm telling you, when I was writing, it was a line I came up with. That's why I thought of it as soon as I said that.
Oh, okay.
It's a good line.
Promotion. Self
Promotion.
self promotion, bro. No shame in
Promotion.
it.
Yeah. Promotion. We do that all the time, don't we? We just plug.
Yeah,
We're just plugging
that's
shit all the time.
that's why we have this format, bro, so we can self promote all of our nut shit.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying is like I feel bad because we do have a community of people coming in from we're supporting a child's a basketball team, not child per se, but you
You,
just gotta look at it and be like, well, I mean, this is what we're doing, as like that's fine if you're not with it, but I mean, this is the stuff we talk about, which is what normal people talk about. I don't know.
oh yeah, that was interesting. I did have one conversation. I knew we had it, and I said I was going to tell people what we're about. And one person did have an issue with it, but we quickly got it understood. I was like, listen, I'm a grown man. I was like, I'm not telling the kids to go support it, but I don't see anything wrong with us sponsoring your kid. I'm out here volunteering my time, training. I don't see anything wrong with it. So they had a conversation with their significant other. They came back to me and then they were like, "Oh, it's cool. We totally understand. I'm not promoting anything that I think is negativity. We're just two grown people having grown people conversations, and the
Yeah.
kids are seeing way worse."
Yeah, trust me. I mean, and like I said, I mean, we're not. It's not like we're preaching anything crazy out here that like it's really gonna hurt your kids, or which would hurt anybody, even not just kids, but anybody in the future with what they're saying. I mean, we have it pretty balanced here.
Yeah.
Outside of some milf comments, we keep shit pretty mellow.
Yeah, it's pretty mellow. We could get worse. We
Yeah.
might have to have a Bridging the Gap after dark for some of the
Afters.
thoughts that I
That
want
would
to gun out there.
what I want to throw out there. Yeah, like a X-rated version or something.
Right.
Or if you ever have your one-on-ones, you can just do it on there and just basically put explicit in the title and let everybody know like this is explicit,
This is
explicit.
this is bugging out. I wouldn't share this without listening and getting the whole gist of it before you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about what was I gonna say? Um, not approval, no approval, and we're talking about there's no hip hop allowed in Boys Town, in the Boys Town.
Yeah, I seen that. We're a little late on that. I seen it last week. I don't know why we didn't talk about it, but there's a new I think it happened very quickly. So like in Boys Town, it's a bar. Um that's down in Chicago, which is a LGBTQ bar, and apparently they banned rap music for some reason. I'm not understanding why. I think they were saying like the trap music was causing a couple problems or something like that. Like it just like and it just got the
Why?
crowd aggressive.
like someone's like they were listening to like Queen, and all of a sudden all you hear is yeah, Lil Jon, okay, and like as soon as that comes on, everybody's like he's like everybody make a big ass circle, and he's like everybody in this, and like everybody started punching each other. You know?
Right. Well, I mean, hip hop is, I mean, some like club hip hop is pretty aggressive, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't, but it to me, it's just the thing that I got out of it is like the LG, the most discriminated against, I would say probably at this particular point. Um, uh, I don't see how they would be like, you can't play it. Maybe they say, hey, play some mellower stuff, you know what I mean, to fit in with the vibe or something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe there are particular bars going for a vibe or something. I know like certain, I mean, bars around here are like that. They will not let you perform or play rap music. I mean, we talk. That's actually a very interesting talking point now that I think about it. Is like around here and where we are, like there is no rap music, no none. It's like all either pop or rock or like older 70s 80s hair. Like if you go in like bars and like public places, there is no rap. It's crazy because this is a funny experience I had. I'm a delivery driver, right? And I went out towards Punxsutawney, and we picked up Du Bois's radio station coach, and they're playing rap music. Like Eminem is on the radio, right? Like
Hmm.
his songs are on the radio, and like I heard an old Lil Wayne song on the radio, and I was like, wow! Like I was so hyped, and I realized something I'd never realized at this point is like public broadcast radio, like around where we live, Central PA, there is no rap, like none. There is no rap music on the on the radio because and like I heard it all. They bleeped out all the cuss words, but like you could hear it like and I'm up and that like that,
Right. Yeah.
but you still
Yeah,
heard it.
which is under. Yeah, I get it, but you got to look at it's the know your audience type of vibe. This where we're at was been stuck in their ways. They don't want to see change. We know that. We see that on a daily of a lot of things, and people just don't like it. Doesn't fit the brand of where we're at. But that's gonna quickly change.
I like the brand. That's funny.
that'll quickly change. You just need somebody to pioneer it that has the time that's going to make the time to fight that war
Yeah.
because you really can't like with technology you can basically make your own station people can plug into
Yeah.
and play at the
Right.
parties.
So it doesn't even matter. It's like even if you're not big in the where you come from, you can still be big where you come from, just not from the
Right.
local standpoint. But I was just saying, I think that's interesting because we were saying about this gay club that
Mm.
wouldn't allow hip hop, and it's like it's almost like a really weird way of like kind of like how we have around here where we have bars and stuff that don't allow it either. You know,
Right.
but why hip hop though for a gay club? I couldn't understand it. Like maybe a certain atmosphere they're going for. With a name like Boystown, I could see them playing country music, which is just awful.
Country music.
Country
Yeah,
music.
well, little Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus. Which let me speak on that real quick. I seen something. A post. Somebody put a thing in their yard that said, "Congratulations to Billy Ray Cyrus for being number one for so many weeks for Old Town Country Road." He pulled up. I guess he seen it. Pulled up, got a big sign, wrote on there and said, "I would not put this without putting Little Nas X on it. It's his song."
Yeah, right.
So shout out to Billy Ray Cyrus for that. I respect him for that. Because that was just it just shows you the genre doesn't really want it to change. And that's what's
Mm.
basically happening. If you listen to the songs, like hip hop is the number one genre and it's leaking into all genres.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
leaking
much.
into all genres and you got to get down with it or accept it. I mean, or get out. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
I mean, I don't even know what I said. I like country music and stuff. What it was, not what it is, because what you have now, and this is a Bill, not a Bill Burr. What the hell am I saying? I'm trying to think. Bo Burnham. This is a joke he makes about how he makes a joke song about how bad country music is now because it's a bunch of guys that have never worked on a farm a day in their life or whatever, or they're just a bunch of like uppities and they have a voice or whatever, and then they drive jacked up shiny trucks like brand new. They don't go mudding in them or whatever, and maybe some of them do, but like they're singing about these things that they've never really done, and they just use keywords and phrases. I mean, they just say like
So
cold
are
beer.
they culture vulturing?
Yeah,
They're culture
almost,
vulturing.
almost. You're right. They just use words that the working class American conservatives really like. They're just like fishing, America, flags, veterans, girls
Yeah,
with booty shorts on, fishing, you know,
beer.
beer, exactly, right? You know what I mean? And that's why like I don't like the country music nowadays. It just feels so contrived, like it's just this. And sometimes that's how I feel rap anymore. Um, not I mean like I said you can find it, but it's like all music genres like I say you can always find good music. You just have to dig a little bit, because nowadays you have a bunch of people like me and you've talked about people that think they can rap or whatever, and they just come out with a song that's just the same thing we've heard a million times.
Yeah, like Blueface. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell that is, man. I mean, he made a hot song. I don't see him like I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get a lot of the things like we said, the most popular things that get on there and people gravitate that blows up the social media. Me, I think me and you see eye to eye on that is like finding good music. You can find it. You just got to search for it and reach for it and try to promote it to get the people, the best love they can get. I'm an underground type person. I like the gritty stuff, underground rap music. I like underground artists, period. I like
Mhm.
people that have to pack their truck up or pack their van up and go grind to get on a show. And you know what I mean? And it just didn't happen because they came up with a catchy tune overnight and
Mhm.
put it on the thing. Um, so that's just pretty much what it is. And relating all that to the LGBTQ, I just don't understand how they could hate on something and they're constantly hating every day in the gay community. Now we're not saying all gay community. In the
Mhm.
backlash, now that's the ending of this. The backlash that they got made them reverse their decision
They had to let it
because
back in.
yeah, they got a horrible backlash. Like what I'm saying is, how could you be like this and you're constantly out here fighting and picking to get equal rights, and you're banning something from your a spot? I just don't
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, no, I agree. Well, like I said, they said they apologized and rescinded their actions, right? Like they went back on and said, okay, well now we're actually going to
Quick, they
quick,
did it quick.
quick. Yeah, I mean it's like that, which is fine because I don't know from a business standpoint, you were just trying something almost, but I don't know why. Like, what would have provoked it? That's all. Like in my mind, I'm like, what would have provoked dissing some hip hop? You
It,
said maybe violent kind of tendencies in the music, but like I think it takes violent people to do violent things. It be I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, or
So
you know what I think it was, like maybe the ownership and a couple of their dedicated patrons maybe just didn't like it, and they got together, and that's what they came up with, and they seen,
or
oh, that can't work.
or is attracting the wrong type of demographic or crowd they wanted to come in.
True.
Maybe that, like I said, that might have been it. Because for me, from a business standpoint, that's the only way that makes sense. Is there was a demographic they were trying to hit, and with hip hop music, it was bringing in a demographic they didn't want. Which to me, as a business owner, I want whoever. Like, are they
I
coming
want
in?
the
Are they buying
cash
money?
register. You
Yeah.
want
Are
the
they coming
cash
in?
register
Are they
binging.
paying? Well, then
Yeah.
they can come in. You know what I
It
mean?
just
Like,
yeah. I know what you mean. Hey, have you ever that brings up a question as we close out that um have you ever been to a gay bar?
no.
You never been to a gay
I've
bar?
I've been I've had invites. There's that one in Altoona. I can't remember where. I also have gay fans out there that secretly wish I was gay or something. And shout out to you guys. You guys are cool.
It's
Um,
okay, Dev. You can come out of the
no, I
closet
said
now.
yeah. No,
There's a closet right behind you.
you won't find me in there. But
I'm just
like
messing with you.
no, I said you won't find me in there. I mean, I
All
can't come
right.
out. I'm here. I'm out here, man.
All
But
right.
what I was saying is, yeah, like shout out to those guys. They're cool. But yeah, I've had invites to them, and I've always kind of wanted to go for the simple experience of how like they always say about women that you know how a woman feels like when she's in like a bar or something. There's a bunch of guys hitting on her, and she feels uncomfortable
Right.
to recreate that feeling whenever you're like in a place where like, there's a bunch of dudes like you don't want any of them like you're not gay like you're yeah
We're gonna have to
you're not gay
shoot that.
like come in I'll
We're
go
gonna
into a
have to
gay
shoot
bar
that.
Have like,
Yeah.
well, you'll have to make sure we line up some gay guys like ready to like come on to me and be like be like you go, no, that's cool, man, thanks, appreciate it. Yo, you want to buy me a drink? Yeah, that's cool,
Well,
we can do that. And then you have to be like, and you just like run away. I mean, I'm not scared of the situation though. I think there's a lot of people that are scared of like sexuality,
mhm.
like they're scared of like being gay or something or gay people, and they think that like it's almost like a disease and you'll catch it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I had a
That's not it.
transgender friend and like a gay friend and whatever, and it's like
Oh, you're
you know.
you're anti thing. Whoever says they had a transgender gay friend, you are discriminatory. Isn't that what they say though?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying that's what he was. He like straight up told me like he didn't know what he was, and I had those friends, and like I said, like it doesn't turn you gay, and like they're one of them even tried to say you're gay. I said no, dude, I'm not. I was like like I just chill with people because I don't like my mom taught me you never discriminate against nobody, no matter their belief or their whatever. You know what I mean? You can attack their and like I've come to this conclusion. You can attack someone's beliefs and what they love and stuff if you don't agree with it, but it doesn't mean you hate the person behind it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's the same thing. It's just like unwanted, like you said, the reverse rule of a female. I partied at gay clubs all the time. I had a girlfriend; she was bisexual. We
mm-hmm.
were in a monogamous relationship. We had some fun with that too. I personally ain't bisexual. We got invited to all kinds.
Monogamous? Do you mean polygamous? Like, mean like you guys have multiple people in the relationship? Like there's an
No,
open.
we were faithful to each other,
Oh,
but
monogamous. Okay.
we would have threesomes with another female. Let's get that straight. Both of us approved on it, and you know what I mean. We would have some threesomes. So,
That would be polygamy though, because that's multiple people involved in it.
well, I think you
Monogamy
would
would
be
be.
in the relationship. Like
Okay.
we had to both agree upon it. I wasn't messing with nobody else. She wasn't messing with we.
I see what you're saying. So it wasn't like an
Yeah,
open. It wasn't an open relationship. It was
it
like
wasn't. No,
I don't even know
no.
what. Probably not even swingers, because swingers you swap. I don't know. Forget it. Continue.
We were just having fun, but
Got me going.
I I had great times in gay. I never had any issues. I had one time that a person said something and they because it could be misconstrued if you're in there.
Yeah.
Somebody said something. Usually, most people never said anything. They see me with my girl having fun. They knew what we were about. They understood it. They never messed with us. They had fun, drinks, buying drinks. We just partied. One time a person stepped over the boundary and we had to set them straight. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much, but I had great times partying in gay clubs. Great times, man.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad that you've been and you can like talk about that. Like I said, because like I said, I've never been there. I've been to a strip club once, and the strip club wasn't very fun. I was like 18 at the time.
What?
I think for you to have fun in a strip club, you have to be surrounded by an entourage of friends, and either you have to have that, drunk, be drunk, or both.
And you got to
Right.
have some ones to throw.
Yeah, right. You had to have some money to throw too. You know what I mean? So like, girl does something
Did
crazy.
you
She
go at
pops up.
lunchtime?
No.
Did you go at lunchtime?
No, I didn't go lunchtime. That's funny. When did we talk about that? When did that come up when we said, oh, we were saying like that's the epitome of loneliness is when like you go to a strip club at like
I'm
12
sorry.
o'clock.
The lunchtime strippers are horrid, bro. They are horrid. They got bullet wounds and
One's got an amputee leg. She's like 50 or she's like 70. She served in Vietnam or something. I don't fucking know. Gulf War.
tattoos. Look like she got jail tattoos all
Jail
over.
tab on her
It's just not a
knuckles.
good vibe.
Three teardrops on her face, but they look like just pokeballs or something.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God,
god.
it's ridiculous, man.
That's funny. That is
Yeah.
hilarious. Speaking of tattoos, I want to get a tattoo. I don't have one yet, but I need to get one.
I don't have one. I was raised like my how I was raised. It wasn't really the way I was raised. It was mentioned to me because I came up in that era of when people started really getting tattoos, like
Mm.
just average Joes. And I think I asked like a cousin or something, and he was a very Christian person. We were talking about it, and he said he didn't say it in like he was trying to Bible thump me. He just said, "Hey man, think of your body as your temple. You know what you put into it. That you can't overdo everything, and then what you put on it. Are you going to be satisfied with that for the rest of your life? It might just be a moment, but once you put it on your body, it becomes the rest of your life. And then they didn't have the technology then to take all of that off
Yeah.
back then. So I was like, yeah, he's kind of right. Do I want something on my body unless it's something like maybe my kid's name or something that I know I wouldn't want to take off?
No,
Did you see the meme that I posted where it
no.
says pretty soon in retirement homes you're gonna see
Oh, it's fucking gross, bro. The depends and like, oh, that's fucking
and a
gross.
tramp
They have
stamp
stamps and like
wrinkled.
and tribals and shit on her arms and it is, man. That is crazy. You're gonna have so many like old people that are gonna look like that. You know,
Yeah,
like but grannies are gonna be like totally different than the grannies you got nowadays. Like grannies are gonna be different. Like
yeah,
that's funny.
they're gonna be different.
But
The vibe is different.
but no, the tattoo I want to get is I want to get on my like on my forearm, my left forearm. Oh, I can't really show it. My left forearm. I want to get. I can. I will. I must on my forearm. Like as you know, what I mean, almost like a constant reminder. Like you know, what I mean, I can do it. I will do it. I must do it. You know, like pretty much. Like because like it's my left hand. So my right hand, you know, because you do all your work with your right hand. You know, and then as you're working with it, you can always look to your left and just get that inspiration. Like yeah, like I can do this. Like whenever I'm feeling that way, you know.
Whenever you're feeling like giving up and shit like that.
Yeah, you could just look right down and you could see it like right there in your forearm, like almost like that golden rule. Like Devin, you can, you will, you must. Like you can do it, so therefore you will be able to do it. Therefore you must do it. Pretty much how I live.
Affirmations, a lifetime affirmation on you.
Right, pretty much exactly what that is.
Right.
I mean, and I like I said, because I thought about it, I didn't want a tattoo because like I'm scared of needles.
Oh.
Like I mean, I'm not scared of them anymore. I just don't like them.
Oh,
Like,
I
and
don't like needles either, bro.
I think that's what a lot of people. Like, if I thought about it, it's a lot of things. Like I used to be terrified of needles. Like when my mom would be like, "Time for the shots," I'd be like, "No, no," and I would hide and like under my bed. I got stories, man, about like me hiding from my mom and like she couldn't find me the day because I knew I had to go to the doctors. And my mom would always be like, "You're not getting shots, sweetie." Yeah, that only works the first time because after you say you're not getting shots, then you get shots. You know that anytime she says you're not getting shots, you
You're
could be
getting a
getting
shot.
shots. No,
You
you
got
could be. That doesn't mean you are, but it means that
yeah.
you definitely could be because she lied once.
All right.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, mom's got
Doctor,
to do what they got to do, man.
right? Doctor equals shots, and obviously, what does your mom think? Like she's like, oh yeah, I lied to you once. It's like, well, yeah, that means I'm not gonna believe you ever again about the shots. Like
Right.
I'm never not believing you about it.
As soon as
But
you say doctor, I'm out.
yeah, exactly. Doctor, I'm like, yeah, I know what this is about. You're not getting shots. Looks back at her friend and just like winks at her. I'm like, yeah, like I understand what that fucking is. Like, yeah, you're lying, and hence why I'm gonna hide under the futon and hope you don't find me in time to take me to the doctor's appointment.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, but I don't know. More and more think about it, just like it's something I could have on there, you know, like an affirmation, you know, like I would keep that. And the only other thing, but that's the only tattoo I want. And then the only other one I would probably want would be like something maybe somewhere just like you know, when my dad and my mom pass away, you know, to have something like there to like memorialize them, you know.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of too, like a bridging the gap moment and shit. The other day, like I was having a conversation with that guy I hooked you up with to go on there.
Mm-hmm.
On a show and talk about podcasting and the technical stuff you have to do and all that. He asked me like I was pitching it, saying, well, you know, we were telling each other there was like four of us on a call, on a Zoom call, and we were telling each other what each other does. And they asked what bridging the gap was about, and I told them like, you know, be an example of showing people that could have um, disagreements and conversations about anything and still be able to get up and walk away with the table without feeling hate and because the person doesn't agree with you or anything like that.
Right.
And he asked me the question. He was like, so you guys do that? Like, is that an example that you give? I say, yeah, but me and Dev agree upon our bridging the gap thing is more or less age difference,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you know what I mean? That type of
Um,
thing from different areas, different race,
That's the
different,
background, basically. Yeah.
yeah, background. Ours is more in that area. We try to find things that we disagree with, like the conversation we had the other day about the moon. I mean, we were ready to go at it.
Yeah, we were. You should have seen us talking. Yeah, I mean, not even the moon. I mean, we were talking about like information and what they tell us that one. Like me and you sat outside the back of your house on what was that like like I can't remember Monday. I want to say it was Monday. And we were there for like, I was getting ready to leave, and then we started talking about it, and I was there at Coach's backyard for an hour. And basically, I walked away because I'm like, dude, I have to, we couldn't come to an agreement on like anything. We were like, I was like, Coach, I just have to go. Like, I gotta go. I've been here for an hour longer trying to like discuss this with you, and there's just no way me and you are gonna agree on anything, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, then he hits me up like, next day it says you're a bitch or something, you know. He didn't actually say that, but I'm just saying, like, no. But I mean, like, that's where it's at. Like,
that's a perfect example.
The next day we could come home.
About.
Yeah, we could come home and joke about that stuff. You know, it's like whatever. Even though we totally disagreed, and like me and him were both getting frustrated trying to make the other one understand what we're saying, and we're like, yeah, I get it, but I don't.
Right.
The whole time.
And that's what we're about. And that's what I was, and it brought what his question brought that to there. It was like, yeah, we had this conversation. And I would like to have that conversation one day. Is like get a couple more people, like, so we're not just going, like, to have that conversation seriously, because we were talking earlier, I seen a couple interviews about people that had ideas of something, like we were talking about different things, but it started with something with the moon and all that. And it just stuck me when we were talking about why they haven't advanced farther from that in that time. I think it was a meme I posted, and we talked about that. And then it turned into that conversation. Yeah, and I would like to have that conversation because there's very interesting things in why don't we? Why are we not using the moon? Why are we not? We've been there 40-something years ago. You know what I mean? Almost 50 years ago. I think it just celebrated 50 years. President Trump said something about they wanted, NASA wanted to spend more money to go up there.
And then he was like, nah.
We already been there. Why
go back?
But in helping our technology, wouldn't it be smart for us to go up there, maybe test some AI out there, test some things that we not necessarily want to test out here, but to see what,
because you could fuck up the world, basically. Like, if you did the things that you did, some of the things they want to try, you'd be like, let's not do that here and fuck up here. Let's go to the moon and, fuck things up, if we're going to do that.
And fuck it up. Or just to see, hey, let's test some of this AI. Yeah. Let's take some of this AI, send it out there, test it to see what we can do with it, so we can send AI farther to test farther grounds. And what you said too was what made a lot of sense. It's a budget thing too.
Yeah, right.
Obviously,
I mean, it's a corporate thing. I just think that like for those scientists who have these ambitious ideas, they're gonna say, "Cool, great idea. How do I make money off of that? Your idea." Because that's how it's going to be. You're not going to, as a scientist or something, you're not going to get funding without them saying, like, okay, how can we use this innovation eventually? Unless it's from, like, a state grant, like, or a government grant, which, based upon who we have in office right now, they're not going to, they don't care about government grants for the science furtherment. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to maintain what they, it's a conservative mindset. They're just trying to maintain the beliefs and things that they have and the systems they have in place. Like, they're not trying to innovate per se.
Right. You're absolutely right.
So, I mean, that's my take on it, but like I said, I would like to have a conversation where we grab a bunch of people that, even if they're not educated on the subject, that are just people with even the common sense know. I would like educated people, but the common sense know how to talk about it.
Right. And come up with the views of like why and why not, because I think I just, like I said, I seen this interview. I don't know who it was. He was on the Joe Rogan show. I can't remember his name. He was an Indian dude. He invests in tech, so he knows a lot of what's going on in the technology. And it was an interesting conversation. And I thought about it, and I was like, that was specifically kind of the point I was getting at with that meme was like, okay, so yeah, we went there. Why didn't we build off of that to get there? And of course, the budget is a big reason why, but I would think by this point, little by little, we would have something to say, okay, by this time, we're ready to go somewhere else, testing out new things. This is something we tested out on the moon. It worked. We could show you could get a lot of great content, a lot of great teaching points for people, and letting some of these, these great idea thinkers that normally can't get the budget to do it, to give them a shot to show us what they're talking about. Yeah. Scientists and whatever.
Yeah, and that'd be cool too. I would really like a scientist to come on and just talk, like even like some astrophysicist. You know what I should do? And I hate Twitter. I hate it. But I should go to Twitter and I should find someone who studies astronomy or something. And because there's tons of like astronomers out there who study this stuff. and be like, hey, like, can you come? Because they're not big popular guys. I mean, some of them are older dudes and whatever. I'm like, hey, just come on a Skype call. Like, I could message a bunch of them and be like, come on out, like, talk to us about this, because this is something like me and Coach would like that opinion on. Like, why don't we go back to the
Right.
moon? Because that's someone who's in the industry who's gonna know, well, where is the technology at, and what are the economical things, and like maybe prove some of your points and my points correct, or our hunches, like, the
Right.
economical stuff that we said, and maybe you're right that maybe like that, in terms of advancement. I just know I have my opinions, you have yours, so I'm
Right.
curious. But
Yeah, and that's the whole point of like what we were doing. Actually, I hope we could like we had the conversation that we're going to discuss a few more things that we don't agree upon to add that implemented into what we're saying also, because it did, like when he asked me that, I was like, yeah, we should, like, not just doing it on purpose, but obviously we would have some disagreements on some things, and we should have those conversations to be an example in different spaces
yeah, yeah.
of what we're saying, because
Mm.
basically ours is just background.
Yeah. Wait, no. Well, truthfully, and this is something I think about. Is I think it's just that we have level heads on our shoulders, and it's hard for us to disagree. I mean, we do disagree on things, but we're so level headed that we're just like, well, I disagree, and like, I mean, there's no conflict. What we need on here is we got to start bringing in the guys that are just bombshells, like they're just the whole way over there, and like some chick that's the whole way over here, and then we're just like, oh, like, go
This
at
is,
it,
yeah, let's get it.
slay, because that's all you
Let's
can
get it.
do. Because I mean, like I said, like, like, and it's not that it's dreary, because we do have very intense conversations about things, and we're funny, we joke around, but like, to get that disagreement, like what you're talking about, that level, like, I'm saying we gotta get like a KKK member over here versus like I don't know, a socialist Democrat over here, and then sprinkle in a Nazi over there, and then
And see
just
what
see what
happens.
happens. Yeah, and like, we don't even have to say a word. I mean, we will, but like, we don't have to say shit. We could just sit back, and it would just be like fireworks. Like, everything's just exploding around
Yeah,
us, and it'd be
it
like,
wouldn't take anything from us to get that ignited, bro.
yeah, yeah. No, it wouldn't. We would just say hi, and then we'd say, this guy's a Nazi, this guy's a KKK member, and this woman over here is a socialist Democrat. Go ahead.
And I don't have no problem like that platform, because I believe these conversations need to be had. I'm one of those type of people that believe, like for instance, if somebody said to me, Trump wants to talk to you, I'm not going to say no. I'm not want to go to talk to Trump. Even if we were well established, we were making great money, everything was set up for us, I'm not going to say no. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going in there.
Yeah, right,
One, I'm going
exactly.
to get that content, and two, I want to see what the hell this man is really like in real life and what he's saying, and get some views that I want to get out. That's the only way to get shit done, is
Yeah,
to look that person in the eye and have that conversation.
yeah, exactly. Because you can talk about your opinions all you want, but if you don't talk to the person with the opposing opinion, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're nothing. You're not sharpening the edge. You're not sharpening the blade. You're just sitting there dulling it, basically, swinging at air, swinging at stuff. You got to go at it. Iron against iron, baby.
Steel sharpens steel,
Steel.
even it could be negative steel. And I have no opposed from that, as long as they have an open mind to listen. You can't come on here and say, kill all the niggers, kill the Jews. We can't do that. You
No,
can't
right,
do that.
right,
You can't
exactly.
do that. You
And
can't do that. You got to come on here and give us an educated reason why you're saying that, and we can sit down and have a conversation.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. And if you can't, well, then, it's a wrap, pretty much. And speaking of, we talk about opinions and education, and just my opinion on some things. You said about the pedophile running for office. There's a
Mhm.
guy who's openly a pedophile running for office, and
Yeah.
I mean, how can, I don't know, man. Like, how? Like, what state was this? Florida? Was it Florida? I hope it
No,
wasn't
it was
Florida.
it was Alabama again.
Oh, Alabama. So here they are, like, yeah. By the way, we can't have abort. You can't abort your kid, but when he's born, he can be born into a family where the guy fucks him at like 5 years old. Yeah, that's the state you want to live in.
He
Jesus Christ.
also he also said, yeah. I mean, Alabama's just going all out. I mean, but to me, he said something like he raping his wife. He said every woman has a rape fantasy. I was like, bro, man, that shit's just out of control. Now, do I believe he would get elected? Do we believe in Alabama's that far gone that they would elect somebody down?
I don't know. I don't know. I
Is
don't
it
know, man. I mean,
possible?
like I said, I stopped. Donald Trump got in office, and
Yeah.
after that, it was anybody's fucking game.
It's
anybody's
open
fucking
game. And I think that's part of it, because the guy asked him. He said, "So you're in you." The guy came out and said, "I have done it," because he ran some websites that talked about it. It was like a group site where people could go and have these conversations about pedophilia, rape, all this crazy fucking shit. And the interviewer, did his job and asked him, "Did you ever do some pedophilia?" And he admitted to it. He admitted to it, and this guy put himself on the ballot. If this guy is able to walk outside of his house down in Alabama, we officially have a fucked up problem in this country. Officially.
I think you have every right to beat that guy's ass. You know,
Right.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not preaching hate, but I mean, and I don't know. No, I can't. I can't even do it, because if he got elected somehow, if that man somehow got elected, then there's a lot of asses that need realigned. They need to see something different. I don't know. How can anybody even vote for that? Like a person's like, oh yeah, like I have sex with children, openly says that openly. Oh, like, yeah, I have sex with kids.
Right. And it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, like that's just, oh yeah, that's something you can openly say. You know, we talked about the gays and or we talked about gays and pedophiles. So this is actually an interesting thing. Before I got on the show today, I was listening to a podcast where they're talking about Christianity and how it relates to, like, homosexuality, how it's not even in there. The Bible says nothing. It does say about like there are gays that die, but in the New Testament, there's nothing about it. In the New Testament. Old Testament, yeah, but it was for like tribal reasons that you wouldn't lay with a man and whatever, because of, what they believed back then. But New Testament, there's nothing about homosexuality and all that. And like I said, because there was a guy trying to prove it. But the tie-in that I want to make to pedophilia is that you would have these people, the Christians, that would try to compare pedophilia to homosexuality, and I was like, I don't think, no, I was like, they're not the same thing.
Nah,
because
nah.
because homosexuals are two consenting adults. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
They're two that want to do it. So there's no hurt in that, right? But
Right.
a kid, they don't know. They have no idea. They're not consenting. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the fucked up wrong thing about it. And I mean, besides everything else that I could just list off the top of my head, but like that's like, from the philosophical standpoint, I mean, they don't know anything about it. You're taking advantage of them. You know what I mean? You're stronger than they are. I mean, basically, it's rape. You know what I mean?
You're manipulating, and you're putting views in a kid that he should learn on his own, with by being, you know what I mean, how he interprets his sexuality. You're forcing a sexuality onto him that is not, you know what I mean? It's
Or
just
her,
far
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
her, on him or her. It's just far out there, and I think that this guy needs a wake up call real fucking quick. You know what I mean? And this is, hold on one sec, Dev. This is the big thing that scared me about it. Is why isn't this blown up on every fucking place there is, and make this guy where he can't walk outside?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what it is? I always said it about this, like pedophilia and children, sex trafficking and stuff. It's like it's like that silent thing that nobody talks about, and I think it's for good reason. You know what I mean? Like because it's this really gritty, raw thing that like no news network wants to talk about. Like they stray away from it. They rather talk about the lady who made the Chewbacca mask video or some stupid fucking thing. But this is like something like that's real. It's happening. Like, you know what I mean? I get Amber Alerts. We get Amber Alerts. People,
Oh yeah.
kids get snatched up around here, and you don't see them ever again. It happens. It happens everywhere.
And like, you got to think of the mental anguish that puts on them. That falls in the same bracket that it puts into like a rape victim, because that's what it is.
Robbed of their innocence.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And then they got to grow up, and like when you're in school and you hear something, that emotion comes through you. That is just mentally draining, mentally, like, everybody's like, that's crazy, that's wrong. A teacher is telling you that it's wrong. And somebody that, in most of these pedophilia thing comes within family members. I did some of the research. It's a family member doing it, whether it's an uncle, aunt, or, it could be anybody.
It's usually in
But
the family.
Yeah, and that means that at one point you were somebody that that kid trusted,
Yeah.
and you are putting this onto them, your sick way of thinking onto them, and now they're going out in public. Now they're feeling ashamed in every angle of their life. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They constantly just feel shame because of this disgusting thing that happened to them. And this is the weird thing that I just thought about because it happened. I just happened to think about it.
Mhm.
Do you always see those advertisements or like those posts about the sex dolls? They're making pedophile sex dolls, like little girl sex dolls and shit.
Are they seriously? Now
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
yeah. They're making them now. At first, I was like, "That's fucking gross," but then I thought about it, and I was like, "If a fucking, because like I mean, these people are fucked up in the head. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that sex doll keeps them from fucking a real living little girl, I think I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. I'm okay with them selling them things.
I would think, yeah, from whoever's doing it, if it was coming from a science doctor type of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like in all that stuff, all the proceeds went back to kids that have been, molested and
Affected.
helping programs like that, I would be okay for it. But if it's a brand that somebody's trying to make money off of, I think you'd have to draw
That's
the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, okay, even if there's a company that's making money off of it, maybe we'll disagree on this. Even if
Yeah.
there's a company making money off it. To me, I still think it's okay. Fine, you get your market. I don't care what you're doing is gross and disgusting, but I don't know if it's as gross and disgusting as like
No, definitely not gross
it's not.
destructive.
I mean, yeah, and it's not destructive. Like you just fucked the doll and like you're done with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's not like
If
and it's not like I'm
if though,
encouraging. Okay, go ahead.
if though, if it shows that that could be, but how would you study that? You know what I mean?
Uh,
How would you get the numbers? I don't think that
It'd
would
be
be
hard.
like, I,
It'd be gross. Like it'd be like a really gross thing. But I mean, it's a problem that clearly exists in our society, is what I'm saying. And like
yeah,
we have to find a way to combat it instead of saying like, well, some women are just going to be raped by weirdos. You know what I mean? Like, well, here, give them this fucking thing so they stop doing it. I mean, not that,
right.
but that's what you said is what you don't know. You'd have to know if that actually decreases the number of like child molestation and stuff and rape if you give the pedophiles those doll things. So I don't know. Like I thought about it, and it was just a thought that came to me. Like I
If
almost
it
would support
curves
it.
it, yeah, you're right. I don't really care if it curves it, but I would like to see some kind of something out of it that helps also. I was just basically saying an add on.
Yeah,
So I
right.
wouldn't be totally against it if somebody, it was just their brand to make money and market if it showed that it helped. And
Mm-hmm.
I would think that if a add on to it to help, some of the victims.
Yeah, right. That would be ideal. Yeah, I mean, because I'd be cool with
Right.
that. Which big businesses usually do give back. And that would be good for them. That would be good for their company image too if they made those
Their
those
brand,
sex
yeah.
dolls their brand. Because if they're doing that, then it's like it makes you take away some of those reprehensible things. Lisa Robinson's liking our stuff on Bridging the Gap. So shout out to her, even though like we're not live right now, but shout out to her. You know.
Yeah, shout out to everybody that's been supporting. We've been grinding it out. We talked about that, Dev. Yeah, let's get off the pedophilia. This dude's just fucking sick.
Yeah, let's get away from this shit. It's sickening. Yeah, go ahead.
And you're speaking on people supporting us. We're gaining traction, and that's one thing that we tell is people like we discuss this a lot. The 10,000 hours you put in to perfect something. We are nowhere near perfecting our craft. We're working on it, but we're doing it, and we're seeing some fruits of the labor where we're being recognized. People are supporting, and that's one thing we got to say. We made it past that year mark, and then we said, okay, we made it this far. We ironed out the things that we needed to iron out, so we see the eye to eye that we can move forward. Can we move forward? Yes. Let's make plans and move forward. We've been doing it. You've been out shooting content, even though you've been working every day, hard schedule. I'm doing my part by getting it out there and sharing, going in the community, stuff like that. We're just building a brand, and it's going to be there. We're on the heels of something great. That's just period.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's what I'm saying is I'm so happy that we are getting this traction, and this is a good teachable moment to anybody out there that's doing something or trying to do something, whether it's in music or it's podcasting or it's filmmaking, I don't know, whatever it is that you're trying to do, building a business, that you can do it. Like just keep at it, man. Like I mean, we might as well just take a little reminiscent path down memory lane. I mean, me and Coach started bridging the gap out of my buddy's basement, shooting off a webcam and what the fuck, a microphone, a Samsung Media microphone, which is what I'm using right now. And we just sat on a couch and talked about cryptocurrency. That's a lost episode. I've never posted it, and I'll put it up someday. But I'm just gonna
Yeah,
keep
we'll
it.
Throwback Thursday
Yeah,
and mention all that.
yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like I almost want to keep it like until like we're like famous someday, so I can just show that's what it was. That was the first
That's what it
episode.
was.
That was the
That's what
first.
we did. We got it in the vault.
Well,
Yeah, go back and check to see the growth of what we did. We went from there. We're sitting at my table in a rundown building,
right.
just doing what we had to do to keep going and saying, hey, we're gonna make this work. And now we both see like there's times when you be like, oh man, this ain't gonna work. We're not getting no attention. But if you go back and you see the growth of where we're at right now, I'm happy. And one thing, like I told the kids the other day when they had this shirt on, I said, man, we don't give this shirt to nobody.
Right on.
We take pride in this shirt right here because we're building something. So
Right.
you can't, like I said last week, you're not gonna go out there and not work hard and think you're
Right.
gonna wear this shirt.
Yeah, bro.
So,
Listen, yeah, that's there's almost like a motto for that shirt right there. You either earn it or you pay for it.
yeah,
And either way you're paying for it. But I mean, you earn it or you pay for it. So
it's that simple. It's that simple. Like and just keep like and like you said, the teachable moment like is people just like grow and like a lot of people, and that's the problem. The attention span is so even with a person trying to do something. You know what I mean? It's not the idea, it's changing your approach to
right.
the idea. You know what I mean? Your approach might be wrong, but if you have an idea and it's a passion, you should grind that shit out until the wheels fall off, until you're Fred Flintstone in it down the fucking road.
I can't make the noise. I thought I could. I need like a bongo where it's like like that. You know, I need that on my keyboard so I can start soundboarding shit. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, yeah. I mean, this has been a long time coming. I am so happy we have the support that we're getting now and the recognition. And I mean, that was the plan though for all summer 19, baby. Was we were just gonna be everywhere. Like starting the summer, we were just gonna be everywhere. We're gonna be in your face. We're gonna be at your local venue. We're gonna be downtown. We're gonna be at the bar. We're gonna be there.
We're just gonna pop up, and you're building it. And let's give this a little respect here. You're building a nice little resume, man. With what you're doing. We talked about this when you asked me about doing the festival. I was like, yeah, I don't know if that's gonna pop off. You know, some things become ideas, and if those people don't have the effort behind it to do it, oh well, you got to move on. We'll create our own, which we have talks in too. So, but like the resume you hosted. Go back and look at those things. We got to post those things in some throwbacks where you hosted that event. You did you went down, Castle Pub. You went down there. You got us some great promotion, great stuff in that. You just did something with your buddy Shives. You went down to State College and filmed that for Mediated Media. That's a company that we're growing too. And you're sitting here saying, I seen the post the other day, and then we talked about it a little earlier. Like, I gotta buy this camera. But you don't want to buy the camera because you know you're like the money thing. You're like fuck it, I gotta buy this camera.
Yeah, exactly. That was in my head. Like, I don't want to splurge on this thing. Like because like when you start making money and you have some of it in the bank, you're just like, oh, but like because what if I buy this thing, right? Like, you know, you're not talking about my financials, but like I'm gonna have $700 left in my bank account till like next Friday, and you know like. I'm sitting there like, oh, but then I think about it. I'm like, man, I've been through tougher struggles where I've had $100 to my name, and that shit lasted me 3 weeks. I'm like, I couldn't make 700 last me one. Like, you know, I mean, there's people that make money stretched like crazy. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta buckle down and buy this fucking camera. You know.
I feel you. And when you're grinding, it's that thing. When you're fucking grinding in anything you do in life, as long as I got a place to lay my head. Whatever that passion is, you just go in and get it, because that's how I am about it. I pass up on some things that I could go make very good money, but it'll throw a monkey wrench in my passions. But like I can afford to do that at this point because my kids are grown. They don't have to rely on me. You know, of course things will pop up because that's just what you do. But it's not I have to anymore, mama. You're at this point where you got to start figuring some things out for yourself. So I'll go broke as long as I have a place to lay my head at and go back and recuperate and lick wounds after you take a couple L's. I'm all in. You know?
Right, exactly. No, and That's what I mean. Is like that's where I'm at, and you're right about the resume. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to go back. I mean, just in total of everything we've done, to get to this point.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and there's only better things to come. I mean, we just keep improving. I mean, now me and Coach do our own segments, not just this. We're like, we're getting exclusive interviews with people that are local, not local. Just expanding, going out and meeting people, giving people the opportunity to speak on the things they believe in, or the ideas they have, or the information, or speak on the information they have that we don't.
Support equals support.
Support.
That's our motto over
Yeah,
here.
and giving other people that are trying to do shit a platform every day. I mean, like, because we do. I mean, we breathe this. Do you know what I mean? Like, we get up, we breathe, bridging the gap and shit.
And we're building that network of people. If they're working and their passion is there, bar any kind of illness or thing, I truly believe if a person sticks to their passion, they're going to make it. And it's one of those things where it's not a handout, it's a hand up. If you build a network of people that are working and grinding and you give them opportunities, if they get to a spot where they can make it, it's one of those things that's like, somebody asks them, hey, do you do this? And they say, well, I don't do it, but hey, those guys over at Bridging the Gap do. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the hand up. That's the look. Go see them because they gave me an opportunity when I couldn't get one. And that's what we're about. And that was one thing that stuck out to me over at the kids thing this weekend is somebody said to me, support equals support. So they
Yeah.
got it. They got it. So I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we're on to something. We're on to something.
We're onto something. We're onto something. Yeah, that's right. Bridge, and then we joke about it. But we hear people say the term "bridging the gap" a lot too. We hear a lot of people say it. They
Yeah.
say "bridging the
We're gonna
gap."
start taking clips one
Yeah.
day and just go through our thing. It's said every day. I see somebody say it. I heard somebody say it. It just keeps popping up. And I think we talked about this before. I think this is going to be a big topic in this coming election. Is
Mm.
it's I keep seeing it more from people of influence. And I always reference to Joe Rogan because I respect him. I don't agree with like everything he says, but I respect what he's doing. He brings the people on that he don't understand and that he doesn't like, you know what I mean, and has the conversation. That's the type of thing that we're building, and I think it's going to be becoming a big topic. Is why are we not sitting down having these conversations? Why are we not having a conversation? Like, you got all these people in the White House that can't make a fucking decision because they can't get in the same room without throwing temper tantrums.
Right, exactly. And I mean, and I think bridging the gap is going to be like this chicken noodle soup for the soul in this,
Right.
because I mean, like, because we're going to be trying to dissect this whole mess, and bring it from the most middle ground approach we can.
Right.
Like,
And not
dissect
to,
it
and we yeah, I'm
and
feeling
laugh at the memes and laugh at the memes.
and laugh at and just laugh at crazy nut ass shit people do. And we're tooting our own horn. Sometimes you got to do that because I take pride in this. I don't wear shit. I don't invest my time. I don't invest conversation. I just don't have time for it if it's not something I'm passionate about or I believe in and I see, you know what I mean? And that's what we got. So yeah, we can toot our horn every now and then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what too. No, but it's good though, because we have a lot of new people coming in who don't know what everything is about, and what we do. So it's good to talk about, because basically we're just catching people up on all the stuff we've done for the past year.
Yeah.
But no, and that actually brings up a topic of something I like talking about is, I see a lot of times nowadays we have people that talk about passions and they don't do it. Like, I won't say names. I said I reached out to producers about music and stuff. I was trying to get some people to help produce some tracks for me. And you go in, you slide in, you talk to them. Oh yeah, man, we could do that. Yeah, that's great. And I'm offering to pay them for the thing they say to people they're passionate about, right? The thing that they want to make the rest of their life, so they say. And whenever you start talking figures and stuff, or you start trying to get a hold of them because they know that you want something from them, and you're gonna give them something in return, they don't want it. It's like almost like their time, they don't have enough time to invest into their dream or something. Like they prioritize different things. And like that's like the where we're at with it, in my mental capacity. Is like I anymore, I don't have time for people, and I don't know how coach with it, but I just don't have time for people that aren't doing. I mean, I love people. I have family, friends, whatever, and like, if I see them, hi, hello, how are you? I genuinely care. But it's like, in terms of like dedicating my time to set aside, I don't have it. I don't, like, what I mean? Like, coach will tell you,
And I agree.
I work like 50 hours a week sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But like, I make sure I make time for the shit I want to do and the people that are also doing things.
I totally agree, man. People like, and you know me, know my attitude towards that. I don't have time for that shit. I tell them, like, I don't, you know
Mm.
what I mean? We had conversations. I'm not gonna put the name out there. I have conversations with people all the time. We are not here to whatever we can do to help you forward if you're working, but we're not here. I'm not here on somebody's time schedule that says I can work today. If you don't come to me and and say, "Hey, are you going to have any free time where we can sit down and discuss something and
Mhm.
set something up?" I'm not here at the drop of a hat and saying, I offer, and
Right.
if you can't, what do you want me to do? My world don't revolve around people that half-ass work.
Yeah, right. Or don't plan things out and just try to make some up at the drop of a hat. Like we got things going on. We have things planned. And another thing I was gonna say is we're just trying to get people a hand up. We're not trying to carry you. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like that. That's another thing too. Is you give out and you be generous and helpful. And sometimes people think that you're just gonna carry them somewhere. And it's like, no, man, you gotta put in the work too. Just like we
If
have.
you're working, you working. I don't care as long as it's not nothing hateful or nothing preaching crazy shit. I don't care if I like it or not. I don't
Mm.
care. If you're working, you're grinding. That is an asset to be around people that are working and grinding. That they're
Mm.
like, yo, you get that energy from them. Like, yeah, let's go
Mm.
run through a brick fucking wall
Well,
right
yeah.
now.
I'll tell you something. Coach posted like this thing with what was it, Chet? I forget his last name. But you said you were gonna do
Oh,
something with his
Chet
band.
Denny, yeah.
You were gonna do something with his band, and like I saw it, and it like as soon as I saw it, like I was feeling pretty like today, man. Like I got back, and like I was finally like I got my 2 days off. I'm like I could relax. But then coach is like, let's just Skype, let's talk, and I'm sitting here and like we keep talking, and that energy's like flowing back into me. Like we gotta do a show. I'm like, then we gotta plan this. We gotta do this. Let's get on the same page. Let's coordinate. And let me tell you something, man. If you're thinking about that right now in your life, and you're at a point where maybe that's not like they're thinking about jumping in, do it, and just find people that are
Yeah,
trying to do something. Just jump. Hell, if you're one of those
just
people
do
right
it.
now watching it, hit us up. Jump.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
let's
We're
talk
here.
about it. Don't be worried about it. Like, I mean, don't worry about what it is, and that's like self your self motivation. Like, if you look to somebody, even if it's like people used to say, like there was this guy in my neighborhood. He used to go around and collect cans, and
Mhm.
people would, he's collecting cans, but I would leave cans out for him. I'd be like, here's some cans. I have them out back, and I bring them. Talk to him. He was like he wasn't well dressed. You know what I mean? And I just talk to him a little bit here, day and day. And then I go to find, I get a little thing, and I get a little time. I give him a plate of food. I'm thinking he's homeless.
Mhm.
No, he invites me. He feels comfortable with me, and he says, "Can you help me with something?" I say, "Yeah, sure. What is it?" He said, "I need you to help me move this thing, so this table thing into my house." So I'm thinking it was like, oh, he got a house. He hustled on my house.
Yeah.
I
Right.
go back to his house, and this guy has a laid out
Mhm.
ass house. He has a
Mhm.
job. He's like, I want things. So this is what I came up with how to get this. This is how I got this table. Took me 6 months, but and I'm like,
Wow. Getting
yo,
cans. That's
and I got,
hustle. That's grind. That's
yeah,
determination.
that's hustle. So I was like, oh, these people don't even know what you're doing. He's like, yeah, I got a plan. I got a plan. I got a plan. I got a plan. I don't know what happened to him. I moved away from that situation in here, and he was an older gentleman. He just didn't. I don't think he uses social media. But if I ever get back to the hometown, well, when I get back to the hometown, I might go around the area and try to get an
Find them.
interview with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's an interesting story. I mean, but that shows hustle and determination. I mean, and also too, like some guy has a a nice house and a job and shit, and he still goes collects cans. I mean, to me, that looks like the story of like a guy who just said, you know what I mean? Like, why not do that this way? You clean up some shit,
Right.
grab it, sell it off. Instead of it just going to sit in a landfill, maybe he takes a recycling plant, gets his money back, right? He gets
Get
some
some
money out of it.
money. And that's and the whole thing about it. I used to look at people like, yo, why are you gunning this dude, man? He might not. That might be how he goes and gets his food. You know what I mean? He might
Hmm.
that couple dollars he's getting from the scrap and all that stuff he's taking in, that might make feed him for a week or something like
Right.
that, man. That's nothing to knock. Just throw some cans in a bag and tell him here.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
he's still kind of hustling for that, even if he's homeless. I mean, at least he's doing something to get the money for the food. Like he's like, oh yeah, like I don't have a job, but let me collect cans. Like that's something I can do. And
Right.
and that too is a mentality, you know, because when we did this, we didn't have like when we start. I mean, we still have. I thank you to everybody that supports us. But when we started, we didn't have all the support in the world. Do you know what I mean? We didn't have everybody and their mom, and you know what I mean. And I guarantee you, behind closed doors somewhere, there were people that saw what we were doing, and still probably this day want to see us fail.
Right, but that's not gonna happen.
But that's not gonna happen because no matter how bad you want us to fail, and maybe, however, no matter what, because we made the year mark, basically, right, Coach? We made the year mark. And basically what that says to us is that there's no way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is it. We've
Right.
committed. We put the proper pillars in place to build off of. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. No matter, and we've hit enough roadblocks as it is with this show and with media to media and just our lives, like me and Coach's personal lives in general. And we've overcame them. And this thing is still
Right.
here. So,
Keep hating.
keep
Matter of
hating.
fact,
Comment.
show the hate on the post.
Yeah.
Troll.
Comment. Troll us.
Troll all you want.
That's
Because
right,
all
baby.
it does is feed the motivation.
That's
I'm
right.
with it. You waking up lions. I love that type shit. Anybody that knows me, that sees this, then they know that, like, but you know what the funny part of it is though, Des, or Dev, when we talk about support equals support.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have conversations with people. They hit me up and they say, you know what they say, their opinion on it, and they be like, it's pretty cool. I say, okay, well, how you telling me about something that you watch? Why didn't you press the like button or the unlike or say that shit's dumb, or why didn't you participate in my success? Because if you know me and you're doing something, I will support you. I
Right.
support anybody that's doing anything. You know what I mean? Sometimes schedules may conflict, but I will throw a shot out. I will like your post. I will say something underneath it. I will, you know what I mean? I'll do
Mm-hmm.
what I can do at that particular time. And that's what is very weird to me about learning how these algorithms work and learning how to find our niche, a crowd of people,
Mm-hmm.
is like, what if you took the time to look at it? Okay, thanks for the view, but give us some feedback. Help
Yeah,
us.
help us out, right? You know what I mean? And we do the same for you, and that's why I like building the network we have. And again, everybody that does support us, that comes and views our show and likes it, and you know, likes our posts and our photos and our memes and our whatever. No, like much love to you, man. Like big heart right here, man. Like, you know, I love you guys to death, and you know what I
Right.
mean. Like, we're gonna add to this Bridging the Gap crew, but Coach, we're getting pretty close to that time. Actually, we
Yeah,
passed
we
it.
we wrapped it up. We yanked our own
Okay.
fucking
I'm
dinglings
not gonna lie.
for
I'm not gonna lie. For the last 15 minutes, we've just been tooting our own horn a little bit, but you know, I mean, it's good though, man. It's
but
good
it's
little
well,
self-reflection.
it's well deserved, and we ain't this is just the scratch of the surface, bro. We got some things coming up, and all it does is lead into more things. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's all it does. And that's where you want to be. Where no matter what you do, no matter what you do, it's just another opportunity waiting at the door. At the end of that opportunity is five more, and it's
Right.
great. You don't even
Exactly.
know what the day will hold. So, hey, I hope the day holds something good for you. Like we said, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If you're somebody who's trying to do something, or maybe you want to come on our show and just talk that shit, get up in here. Slide in Bridging the Gap DMs, slide in me and Coach's DMs. We will be glad to set that up. But as always,
I'm
Coach,
going to the strip club.
Coach going to strip club at noon to eat a grilled cheese sandwich and drink a beer and watch the saggy lady with the saggy tits shake
I'm
her
there.
saggy nipples that are pierced. Yeah, so like I said, and Coach, you got anything else?
Nah, that's it. Just meet me at the strip club.
All right, meet Coach at the strip club at 12 o'clock tomorrow on a Monday. As always, Bridging the Gap, we are out of here. Take care of yourselves. See you. Bye.